people will talk about women and inequality and how can we change that in the workforce. And I think that there needs to be a shift around, okay, we're putting a woman in this role because she's a woman. No, we're putting her in this role because she's the best one for the role and by far better than the other candidates out there. So I think it's actually really important that we as women change the conversation, and instead of having such a focus on, okay, we need to fill this role with a woman because she's a woman, highlight that she got this job or she filled this role because she was by far the best candidate. And I think that comes from, as a woman, I imagine it might be easier to have, not have that subconscious bias of this is a woman or this is a man and we're filling this because this is a woman. But I have found that, at least in the space that we're in, that by far the best candidates for the roles that we filled on our executive team that are filled by women, the woman was the best candidate. So I think the way that we can support and try to, overcome the gender inequality that we're still seeing very much in the workforce. Most exec teams are predominantly male, and most venture-backed companies are predominantly male. Actually, less than about 1% of all venture funding goes to women-founded and led companies, which is pretty crazy to think about considering it's 2020. But the point of all of this is to say what's going to change this is not just putting a woman in a role, but putting a woman in a role of a company that's successful, a company that's taking off, a team that they're able to run, right? Putting in a woman in a role where the team's not doing well, the company's not doing well, that's not going to change things. So it's important to highlight that these companies that are absolutely crushing it, where we have women in leadership roles, it's because there are women in those leadership roles, and highlighting that. That's what's going to help change inequality in the workforce.